Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
Step right up and beat the Mets. That's
I'm
exactly what
gonna
the
be.
Phillies. That's exactly what the Phillies did. When it was another Lander went there, and then Trey Turner went to the Phillies. Robbed the Mets of their 2 hours of glory. East side, west side. Everybody's coming down to beat the METS Mets in off-season. Hey! Welcome to another episode of SCS Baseball. Today...
That was good. What's going on? So, Cam,
Yeah.
I've got some good news, some bad news. What do you want to hear first?
I'm a Mets fan. There is no good news. It's all bad news, isn't it? The bad news.
Okay. I was gonna do that anyway. So the bad news is your boy he's out. He's leaving the Mets. He's going to Rangers.
Why? Why the
Texans.
Rangers?
You know what? That's a question I want to know. What does Jacob deGrom see in the Rangers?
I'll tell you one thing. You up the
Jack,
Mr. Krabs walking
Jack
sound,
Leiter, Kumar Rocker, Josh Jung, couple of other
Money.
really good prospects. Money also.
Money.
The manager who won the Giants all of their early 2010s championships is there. They also
Okay,
gave him the amount of years he wanted, because apparently I guess the Mets didn't want to do that.
Huh. Okay, I guess there is something he has to gain from the Rangers, but the good news is that you don't.
I don't.
Because you know that pitcher that won the freezer, one of the ones that didn't cheat,
Yeah.
Justin Verlander. He's like a million years old.
Yeah, he's old. He's pretty ancient.
Yeah, I think the War of 1812 was happening when that guy was growing up. But in any case, Verlander signed on for the Mets.
How long?
A 2-year contract.
It was a 2-year contract.
Grand total of like $82 million. So, first of all, holy shit, that's a lot of money.
He was so excited he had to mute.
Scream about this.
He was so excited he muted. He did it again.
That was a perfect cutout there. It's like he died. The excitement was too much for him.
Yeah, he had a heart attack and
But
now
in
he is dead.
seriousness, taking on Verlander be a great decision for the Mets, especially because they just lost their really good pitcher, but now they don't need that really good opening pitcher because the better one, arguably.
Yeah, and his name is Max Scherzer.
But no, like Verlander won the Astros the World Series last year.
You want a Cy Young?
Yeah, and he won a Cy Young. Only thing that he wasn't the only thing the Astros had going for him this year. It was just sort of had a lot of good players and a few others that cheated.
Yeah.
But I digress. Still, it's a pretty good contract.
It is a pretty good contract.
Verlander was going to retire after winning the World Series. It's probably what I would have done it as a.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess he really wants to play more baseball.
Either that or he wants more money.
Yeah, and who has more money than the owner of the Mets? The answer is fucking nobody.
Yeah.
The amount of money that guy can fork out.
Now, the one thing that this mean though is there's been a lot of speculation. Probably seen if you've been on Twitter about where Aaron Judge is gonna go, and I think this pretty much discounts Judge from ever being in the Mets during this offseason. I don't think the Mets have the money for both of them, you know?
Probably not. Also, apologies, that was my stomach.
Oh, I didn't hear that. But in any case, made their call. I think it was the right one. Uh, I hope that the Rangers go well for DeGrom, but I have the sinking potential to be wasted there.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to be optimistic about teams named after a state.
Yeah. And I guess some people are probably like, well, if Verlander is gone from the Astros, does that mean the Astros are going to be a little bit worse? No.
Not really, no.
No. They already have Verlander's replacement in Hunter Brown, all right? I've seen that fucker pitch, and he is...
Mind you, if Judge doesn't stay with the Yankees, and I know we're all fairly certain he won't, I think that this is going to be a much better year for the Cleveland. I think they will probably get the 2 seed in the AL this year. Well, next year.
Yeah.
Uh,
That is if
I
the
think,
White Sox don't actually play up to their potential.
yeah, I guess.
Because like the White
Consider.
Sox, they're a really good team on paper. But like last year, they wasted that potential because they had a fossil at the manager helm. They have a new manager now because that fossil was forced to retire for health concerns. Should have never been brought back to begin with, but I digress. Uh, but yeah, if the White Sox end up having another off year, actually no, I think the Guardians could. If they make some moves during the offseason, they could very well be the second seed.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see.
In general, I think if the Guardians make some seriously terrible decisions in the offseason, I think that the next year is one they should be optimistic about.
You know who else should be optimistic about next year?
Who?
The Baltimore Orioles. You want to know why?
Why is that?
I have a feeling they're the only team in the AL East who's not losing anybody on their current roster. They have so much potential right now. They had a really good year. If they make some moves during this offseason, I think they could win the AL East. Straight up.
That is to be seen. But because I've admittedly not
Speaking,
seen that much of the Orioles.
yeah, well, I watched them play the Blue Jays near the end of the season while I was at work one day, and they're so fucking good, man. They're so fucking good. They missed out on the playoffs, but like that's not a discredit at all. There were just 3 teams that were better than them this year, especially in their division.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, I think they have a much better chance of making the playoffs because, as we mentioned last episode, the Blue Jays took a sledgehammer to their knees
Yeah,
And fists
and just
and
started
lungs.
slamming.
yeah. The Yankees could also be taking that sledgehammer to the knees. The Rays, I guess also kind of, it was more of like a workhouse hammer, like, you know, the ones you used to like nail nails
To be
to.
fair, the Rays were in the same kind of position as the Phillies, and with much less potential, as it
Yeah,
turns out.
yeah.
Like uh, I mean, we doubted the Phillies at every turn during season, and they consistently proved us wrong until the World Series, where
Until the World Series,
they could not beat the
when we
Astros.
actually picked them to win, they were like, "Oh shit, we have expectations now." Folds.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't worry too much about the Phillies losing the World Series last year because a couple of hours after the Mets made their big time deal for Justin Verlander, the Phillies made a big time deal of their own.
Oh yeah, they got Trey Turner from the Dodgers, didn't they?
Well, they signed him, but yeah, Trey
And
Turner
and that
left Los
contract,
Angeles and went to Philadelphia, and holy Jesus. Yeah, that
that
contract.
$100 million, 11 years.
He's gonna be playing until he's 40.
He's effectively put his rest of his career in the Phillies, which is a huge risk, I would say, because the Phillies are on paper a good team.
I feel like on paper they're one of the best teams in the NL East.
Maybe so. But
I
I
think
feel
you
like
should find I mean, yeah, joking aside, the Phillies.
at least I feel like an 11. That is a lot.
Everyone keeps making jokes about
Singular
all
team.
the free agents going to the NL East. They're just like, stop.
Well, I mean, fucking the NLE real estate right now.
Yeah, it's like
It's like
it's
the NL East is full of really desirable teams,
and
need
Washington.
players, and Washington. You really things could always be worse. You could be the Washington Nationals. Okay, no, actually, there is some.
Actually, you could be worse. You could be the Oakland Athletics, who currently have a $0 payroll right now. That's gonna change with
What
like
does that mean? Zero.
they haven't done like arbitrations or tendered any of the contracts of their guys yet. But still, that's really
Holy
fucking
shit!
funny. $0.
It'd be really fucking. It'd be really fucked up if they just decided not to tender any of them. Not gonna pay our players because they're too fucking terrible.
We're not gonna pay our players any money.
I mean, they can't even afford a good stadium, so.
Yeah, but they're trying. That Howard Terminal plan, I kind of hope it goes through because I don't know if I want another sports team in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that one.
Vegas, they can fucking stay in Vegas.
Hey,
They already got Vegas already has the Golden Knights and the Raiders. And they already took the Raiders from Oakland, so yeah, no, leave the Athletics in Oakland.
to
Yeah,
be fair, so many fucking California teams.
there are a lot of California teams.
I guess but I mean, there are also a lot of people in California, mind you. Actually, wait, no, I was gonna say something, but I wasn't sure if I
There might also be a lot of
actually knew it
people
for
in
sure.
Texas, but Texas only ever has like 2 teams in for like each sport.
Still proven otherwise. Texas has MLB.
Yeah.
I think how well the Rangers are gonna do is to be seen. I think their future is clouded like Anakin's.
Yeah. But going back to Trey Turner, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he'll be any good as a Philly? Do you think they'll get a championship out of this big ass team that they're building?
Honestly, probably maybe. I think they could. I think
I mean,
even
they did bring
on
the manager who single-handedly brought them to the World Series back for another year, so that's good.
very true. And as the because I feel like management had a lot to do with how far they got.
Yeah. But
And I think Buckshaw Walter got manager of the year.
yeah, Buck Showalter got manager of the year. The Phillies manager wasn't even considered for manager of the year. It was Showalter. It was the guy for the Braves, and then I forget who the other guy was. Oh wait, no, I think it might have been the guy from the Dodgers.
You mean the guy they're gonna win the World Series and then they immediately
Yeah,
ate shit on the Padres?
yeah, yeah. And then a goose appeared, and they were like, ah, and then they died. Like for real, they just died.
Yeah, that goose like is the Dodgers, metaphorically speaking, not literally speaking. That would be fucked up, but it wouldn't surprise me. Pretty evil.
They're fucking hellspawn.
And I mean, like, for a fact, because I live in Canada, and we have our own goose, who is
Oh,
Yeah,
so is it Derek Jeter's fucking pet?
might as well be. We put that shit on our fucking coins.
Oh,
Just that people don't forget what's waiting for them. Highway. Because they sure like to be around roads. Garbage.
God.
Great and majestic creatures.
Great and majestic creatures, man. I can eat garbage and get called mentally ill.
You can do a lot of things. Like go on this podcast called SCS Baseball.
Oh yeah, I
You
heard.
could lie.
Yeah, I heard those guys. They're like a bunch of assholes who have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Damn,
there's
that
one of them
kid-
that constantly challenges everyone to a fuck house. Like,
Yeah, that's honestly really fucked up. I'm glad that isn't us.
And man, they're way too mean to Derek Jeter.
Yeah, they are very mean to Derek Jeter. They call him the devil.
Freaking jerk. I fucking hate Derek Jeter.
Speaking of hopefully a less Faustian variety, Colton Colton Wong went from the Brewers to the Mariners in exchange for Winker in the Wong Winker trade.
The Wong Winker trade.
Sound right? I can't say that with a straight face.
Long Winker trade.
Gay face.
Oh my god. The Wong Winker trade.
But so yeah. Now I don't know for sure who got the short end of this. Because
Probably the Brewers.
the
'Cause
Mariners started being relevant basically yesterday and aren't relevant. Bottom text. Sorry, go on.
I think the Brewers probably got the short end of the stick on this one because every single trade they've made so far has been to their detriment.
Colton Wong has won 2 Gold Gloves. That's counting for something. There was actually another guy in the trade.
Oh, who was it?
The Mariners gave the Brewers Jesse Winker and Abraham Toro.
Abraham Toro. Is he any good?
Uh, Hell if I know.
Let's look up his stats on baseballreference.com.
I already have Jesse Winker and Colton in stats.
He
Who is
seems
it
to be a second, third baseman.
Okay. Is he? How was his season last year?
2022. Let's see.
Wong's had a better batting average, like drastically better than Winker. Holy shit!
Toro though, how does he measure against Toro? I see that
Wong
Toro had
against Toro.
apparently 36 runs in 2022, if I'm reading.
I mean Abraham Toro, right?
Yeah, Abraham Toro.
36 home runs.
That is a disgustingly lower batting average than Wong.
So, if I'm gathering this right, the Brewers traded a good player.
They traded
Yeah,
a good.
Toro this year 0.185. Wong this year had a batting average of and wing of 0.219.
The Brewers definitely did get the short end of this.
The Brewers are a poverty franchise. I expect.
They're an NL Central team. That's like. As a fan of the Cardinals, being in the NL Central is suffering.
Listen, okay,
literally the only team
so
that doesn't suffer in the NL Central is.
I have a question for Milwaukee. How are you having a worse offseason than the Pirates right now? Like, bruh.
That's what I want to know, because weren't the Pirates the worst team in NL Central this year?
Yep. They have a chance at the #1 overall pick in the MLB draft with the draft lottery. Oh, please don't come downstairs. Yeah, they've just not. I don't know what the Brewers are doing. I feel like they're trying to blow it all up and start from scratch, but they can't really do that because of the Christian Yelich contract that they are held to until I think like 2027.
They're just blowing it up.
They're just like they're trying to so hard. They're like, man.
It's like they blowed up their slot in the playoff.
They did. They did.
Well, I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that the Phillies were a playoff team.
Hell, I think the only thing we got right about the playoffs was that the Brewers weren't gonna make it.
Like that was a fucking wild postseason from the word.
From the word.
Speaking of Cardinals and the NL Central in general, both the Cardinals and the Cubs have their eyes on the Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, Dansby Swanson.
You may know him as the man behind
the man
of that slaughter being the New York Mets.
And behind the slaughter, and he also basically formed Division Gone. he invented Division Gone.
Fuck you.
Favorite shape.
It's Cam's favorite shape, guys. No way. That's awesome. But
You know what? Make a hammer out of the shape of Vision Gone and smack you in the face with it. So hard. Ever again. And you will never win the big.
Snoot's a fan of a team that's already never going to win the division. I might be a bit afraid of that, though.
Hope. You can have false hope.
Maybe.
my false hope
I mean,
is that if the
sometimes
Pirates
false hope's all you got.
my false hope is that if the Pirates trade Brian Reynolds to the Yankees, we get Jason Dominguez and everyone else in their farm system.
See, wait, the Pirates are going to jobs. They're going to spend all that money that they don't have.
Hey, you should just ask Nets for a loan out of that infinite pile of fuck.
In any case,
Bills not to buy the goal.
I sure hope the Cardinals get Dansby Swanson.
I mean, if you don't,
Whoa.
you still have Carlos Correa and Xander Bogaerts to choose from.
Yeah, and us not getting Dansby Swanson is wouldn't be that huge of a, but it would be a W for the Cubs, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want that either. Fuck the Cubs. Get Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, fuck the Cubs.
Cubs,
I hope
when
they
Cubs
have it.
left.
I hope they have another 100-year drought for World Series championship.
Christ, no.
I hope that goes over New York, so the Yankees don't call another rain delay when they when they give it a dew in the grass.
Nah, but then they're gonna go extreme, and then they're gonna go. They're gonna set the whole fucking field on fire.
Oh, on that note, Brian Cashman is getting re-signed for the Yankees.
Honestly, this was a very good move for the Yankees. Now they can't ever be good. Or they'll just be good enough to make the playoffs, but they'll never actually win anything.
The Yankees sure are just fucking batting 1,000.
Yeah.
You batting your mom. I mean,
They're
what?
like I don't know, I guess the Yankees are just complacent with getting a lot of wins but not actually doing anything with them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like just
this is a team that numbers. Like average Yankees batter, he goes in. The Yankees game is like if they don't get fucking. Doesn't matter if they win. If they don't get 20, they lost. They love numbers that go up, and they don't entirely care about those numbers being substantial to anything.
Yeah, they're kind of just like
Number.
Look, number.
Sorry, give me a sec. Gluing something down.
I would compare the team to like some kind of animal, but they're in the Bronx, so I don't feel like that's a particular good idea.
Well, fucking dogs. I mean, what?
Yeah, I think. I actually no. I think a dog. A Yankees fan.
I no way.
At least dogs can catch the ball.
Oh.
That's proven. Dog that caught the ball during. What was
It
Remember?
was Francisco Lindor's home run. It was.
Oh yeah, the
Francisco
dog
Lindor.
that caught Lindor's home run. Like miracles do happen.
Miracles do happen, just
Miracles
not
happen.
for
It's not
just not
real.
for the just not for the Yankees. The last.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Oh,
tweet.
come on. The
So I
Yankees,
saw a
the
tweet.
Yankees deserve nothing but...
I saw this tweet earlier that I thought was really funny. It was this one dude, and he's like, "No fan base in the history of sports has suffered as much as the Yankees fans the last 13 years, and how does it care?" And then somebody respond, somebody like quote retweeted with just a gif of a Pirates player just smiling and drinking one of those powdered drinks from that you get and put it in a water bottle.
Uh, yeah. The Yankees.
No other fan base, huh?
I don't think the Yankees. What real suffering is.
No, they don't.
Snoot is sat right there, guys. Come on.
Like the Yankees are a team playoffs usually every year.
All right. No fan base in the history of sports has suffered as much as Yankees fans the last 13 years. Let's go over the last 13 years of the Pirates, shall we? Okay, so 13 years. It's 2022. So minus 22 minus 13. That would be what, 2008? 2010 maybe?
What are you saying?
Hold on. I need
It's giving us a retrospective of the Pirates in the past.
13 years just to prove my point.
Oh, didn't they? You know, they've
All right.
been good like
2000.
10
All right,
must see.
2009. We bring up Andrew McCutchen. Doesn't matter. We still suck. We don't make the playoffs. 2010. Another lost year. Don't make the playoffs. 2011. You guessed it. Another bad year. Don't make the playoffs. 2012. The worst year in our franchise, pretty much. Get the number one pick. Don't make the playoffs. 2013, finally make the playoffs. Win the wild card game. Lose to the Cardinals. Who go to the World Series and then lose to the Boston Red Sox. 2014.
It's skill issue, but damn.
2014. We make the playoffs again, but then we lose to the San Francisco Giants, who end up winning the World Series that year. 2015. The best statistical season of the Pirates since 1992. Second best record in all of baseball. Only got beat by, guess what? The Cardinals. Loses the Cubs in the wild card game. Haven't recovered since. So yeah. What did you do in 2000? What did you do in 2009, Yankees fans? Win the World Series. Shut your fucking mouths right now. I do not care about your quote-unquote 13 years of suffering.
It's okay.
The Yankees have suffered so much, though. They have to play in, like... They have to play in grass that's a little bit damp, after all.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't understand. My players are going to slip and break their necks.
They're suffering because is gonna be worse than the Houston Astros, but like join the club, everyone's in the Houston Astros probably forever. Like
I respect Justin Verlander now. I'm sorry.
Verlander. He's always been good.
I'm sorry. All of the Astros cheating little bastards. They're not.
Remember, Valdez totally cheated, though. I stand by this. What was it that he was wiping on for that substance check? A distraction, he says. I actually up to see what he had to say about it. He was like, "Oh, I'm just distracting the players." Like, that sounds like when I like say something really stupid, and I'm like, "Oh, I was just pretending." It was a social
Isn't it
experiment.
against the rules? Like, is it not?
We just
Is it not against the rules to do like that fake out stuff to distract them?
because Framber Valdez didn't get any
God.
reprisal for that.
Speaking about another sport, so while Snoot is on mute because he'll kill me otherwise. That's just like the world dives for a penalty. I'm looking at Neymar Jr. in Brazil, and the scummy tactics they use while they run to take the penalty. It's wild. They should be in trouble for that. It's so fun. I don't get it, man.
That's pretty wild. I personally don't keep up that much with European football myself. For the name Dive Breath, the name is just funnier. But none of you keep up with it, even though Canada's involved. I wonder how it does even, because I've never really watched before.
World Cup most exhilarating thing ever. It's since it comes every 4 years. And the European Championship comes every 2 years. They go off in a 2-year cycle. So there's all when it comes to it. It's not like baseball where it's like, oh hey, new year, we're gonna do the World Series again, guys. It's like if you win the World Cup, you're the champions for 4 years. But you know, I'm in England, I support England. Sadly, we haven't won since 1966.
Damn.
I guess England is kind of like the Pittsburgh Pirates of football. Or well, soccer.
To be fair, there sure are a hell of a lot more teams in the world than the MLB.
Yeah, true. But that's because there's 4 in a group. There's like, I think there's 4 groups. There's 16 teams. No, there isn't 16 teams, is there? There can't. Anyway, Saturday, England is playing against France. Kylian Mbappe. Here's a term that they use at Sunday League football or soccer. Go for the knees or go for his legs. Basically, one of the midfielders in game has to take out Mbappe's legs or else we're fucked. Mbappe is a good player.
That sounds kind of fucked up.
It's really fucked up because
Soccer kind of scares me, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you can get, and it's really scary. That's why I used to play goalie only, because like the only time I'd get hurt was a ball 80 miles an hour. Which surprised
I played goalie in school because I just hated it because I just couldn't run for very long.
Yeah, I also had big hands, so that was like, you know.
God, I wish that were me.
Yeah, you wish you were like 5'7" or.
I wish I was more than 5'3". I wish my parents weren't a pair of fucking hobbits. Like conceived me in the Shire.
Oh, here's an interesting little tweet here that I found.
Hi, dude.
Oh yeah, SCS baseball rather than SCS grassball.
Josh Bell is among
Soccer,
first base on Guardian's list.
Wait, Josh Bell, like the guy from Drake and Josh?
No. Also, it's Drake.
Wait, no, it's Josh
also,
Peck.
it's Drake Bell. You got him mixed up there.
I'm a fake fan. Ashamed of myself.
You should go commit
But yeah,
seppuku.
Josh
just
Bell,
to restore honor.
the DH for the Padres, is among first basemen on the Guardians lists. The Guardians really need a first baseman? Who was their first baseman last year? Guardians.
I think the Guardians should go for it.
The Guardians should take all the
Josh
chances
Naylor.
they have.
Is Josh
Like,
Naylor
next
any
year
good?
could be the Guardians' year, so I think they should have any opportunities they come across.
I got really scared for some reason because called Josh Naylor, and I was like, Snoop, stop pulling up my IP, stop pulling up my information. Whoa.
It's
Josh-
okay.
Josh Naylor had a kind of good season. He had an alright season. How old
it's
is he?
okay, by the way. Like, if
Oh, he's 25.
find out where you live, they're gonna realize that you're British, and they're not gonna want to find you.
Yeah.
Do you know where they can find me?
In the
In the
warehouse?
No, they can find me at the Denny's.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
no! Hell no! That's
They
where
can
it
find me
gets
in the Denny's
serious.
parking lot.
The only first if it was in front of a Waffle House.
Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is episode of SCS Baseball in Waffle House.
Man, I don't think I don't think Waffle House is even a thing. I know IHOP isn't. If I wanted to eat at IHOP, I'd have to go to fucking Niagara Falls.
What about Waffle
If I wanted to eat at
House?
IHOP, I'd have to pay for a ticket to go to
I
America.
think we have Waffle House. We have Denny's, but I've never went. I generally am not in any rush.
The Braves front office. I'm glad we locked up all our young stars long term. Phillies front office. We got Trey Turner. Mets front office. Justin Verlander is a great DeGrom replacement. Marlins front office. Will anyone eat fries? DoorDash charges $6 delivery under a $30 minimum. That was from Dan Simborski on Twitter. So I stole that joke from him.
I just dropped all of my fucking...
I sure hope you give him a link in the description. Pay him an exposure.
I mean, he has a check mark, so does he really need the exposure?
No,
I guess you got a point.
41.4k followers?
Shut-
Nah, he doesn't need any exposure. What about this guy? Rangers signed
Should be
DeGrom,
exposing us.
Mets signed Verlander, Phillies signed Turner, White Sox tweeted a picture of a cat.
Of course. Typical white. Love him for that.
Is it a typical White Sox move? I don't know. Sox.
White Sox are just memeing now, so they can have like some sort of reputation.
God, yeah, that sounds right.
Like, we want a reputation. Let's just post a cat.
I mean, that's reputation, and as we all know, cats fucking rule.
We should just start.
Do they?
We should just start posting images of Randy.
You know what? Well, like, hold me to it. But shortly after this fucking recording, I'll post Sync Randy on the SCS baseball. Yeah.
I go
Wait, I
crazy
already
for
saw
Sync.
this tweet where the Giants were in on a big offer with Aaron Judge, believed to be $360 million. We don't know how many years that is, but $360 million, that's not too bad.
That sounds like the rest of his fucking career. I'm joking.
Well, it was for Trey Turner, but Aaron Judge is no Trey Turner. Aaron much better.
I feel like Aaron Judge is gonna get 15 years, $500 million.
I'm gonna get 15 years. I'm gonna get 15 years.
Okay. All right.
Prison.
You're gonna get 15 years in prison for all of your warehouse fights.
Not just the warehouse fights.
And the
They're
Denny's.
even an IHOP as well.
What about the Waffle House?
The Waffle House, that's free territory. The police don't bother.
Cam doesn't leave behind any evidence at the Waffle House.
They can get me in trouble outside of a Waffle House or inside of a Waffle House is if they call the FBI. At that point, I would have to commit a war crime there to be noticed. Because it just looks like Common Tuesday if I murder someone.
Dude, I love how for hurricanes for Florida to see if like a hurricane is really bad or not, they just check to see if the Waffle House is open.
Is Waffle House open? Let's go to
Oh,
Waffle
real?
House.
That is real. That is in fact how you know how some Floridians know how bad a hurricane is if Waffle House is open because little fun fact, Waffle House never fucking closes.
That's fair. They would need something like that because I'm pretty sure Florida gets hurricanes all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Even it's way nice and out there into the Gulf of Mexico. I know what it feels like to be surrounded by that much water. Humidity.
Like to be surrounded
Awful.
by that much water. I'm in an island.
Yeah,
Guys,
actually, I don't know
what
what
is
to say.
water? Are you talking about that?
Oh,
Are you talking
You're
about
high
the?
end.
I think you. I think I don't know if they or where you live. I think it's just corn.
Yeah, I'll get some top.
Like you
You know
crank,
that?
all it comes out is corn.
Hey Snoop, you know the thing in the bottles? You know those plastic bottles that have it in them that's really runny?
Oh, you mean Kroger purified drinking water?
Let me just go check the code of conduct really quickly. Damn it, I can't. Right, anyway.
I just love fucking with you. It's so funny.
That's fine. You can have your water.
I can have my water.
Anyway, drink your water. So, what else are we fucking talking about? In an hour, I think.
Oh, it has? I haven't really even been noticing. Is when things actually happen in the off season. I
Uh,
was
Time
honestly
flies.
very.
we'll
I
talk
was
about. You want to
honestly
talk
very
about?
worried this was going to be another episode where we would have to like make some talk about like the city connectors tier list.
That was fun though.
What about
Uh,
talking about the old teams?
Talking about what?
No longer exist.
Well, maybe
do that-
another
we
episode.
could do that
Oh,
later.
What about the World Baseball Classic?
We could talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick.
So the World Baseball Classic. Playing that again. I don't fully remember what it's for.
It's basically the World Cup but for baseball.
It's
Baseball?
popular, I can imagine. So the team repping the U.S. Obviously it takes a bit from everybody, and there's like one from each team, except two Cardinals and two from the Dodgers.
Ayo.
Sorry, did I say two from the Dodgers? I meant three from the Dodgers. Well, but there is a little bit in the World Baseball Classic for you, Cam, because Pete Alonso is there.
Oh, Fucking Pete Alonso, guys, come on.
Well, there's some good food in here for me because they've got Goldschmidt and Arenado on the bases.
Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Goldschmidt is god. Trey Turner is there too.
Hi, Trey Turner.
Looks to be outfielder. I may be misreading that position.
Let me.
What are you looking at currently? Oh, that okay.
Check that out. There you go.
Yeah, you got Goldschmidt, you got Arenado. Oh, this is dated. There are a couple other guys that have joined into like Schwarber, uh, Wainwright.
Mets.
So you're telling me we actually got 3 in this match?
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking
Here's
Cardinals might as
the
well just
current 2023 Team USA World Baseball Classic roster. You've got JT Realmuto from the Philadelphia Phillies, Will Smith from the Dodgers, Pete Alonso from the Mets, Paul Goldschmidt from the Cardinals, Trevor Story from the Red Sox, Arenado from the Cardinals, Bobby Witt Jr. from the Royals, Tim Anderson from the White Sox, Mookie Betts from the Dodgers, Bryce Harper of the Phillies, Cedric Mullins of the Orioles, Mike Trout of the Angels, Kyle Tucker of the Astros, Merrill Kelly of the Diamondbacks, David Bednar of the Pirates, Dylan Tate of the Orioles, and Devin Williams of the Brewers. Wait,
So how do you feel about Bednar? Is that a good choice?
Yeah, that's a very good choice. If he was on any other team other than the Pirates, he'd be one of the best relievers. He still is, I feel like, but like the Pirates,
He's held back by being in the Pirates.
yeah, we're not quite that ready yet.
I really know what baseball is like in other parts of the world, so it's hard to say how they're up.
hardly
But
recognized in the UK.
given that they do have some pretty major like Arenado, Goldschmidt, Turner, I think that their chances are.
Yeah. I want the UK to have a team.
They do have a team.
Put me on the team. Put me on the team.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they're gonna put you on the team.
Shut the fuck.
I think you might be a bit young.
Hey, the soccer World Cup. They were younguns in there. You want to know how young one of the players for England is? First World Cup in 2018. They just finished their finals. That's how young you can be. I'm about to finish finals.
True, and I mean you're fucking off the pass for a fully grown adult.
Okay, I'm just gonna play for England then.
Best of luck.
Watch England get absolutely destroyed now, and then Cameron's just like, "Oh yeah, no, I wasn't playing for England." What you talking about?
I wasn't playing for them yet. Don't worry. I want to watch Japan actually play. I want to wonder what Japan's got.
Probably Shohei Ohtani.
I know some more. Remember hearing. Don't remember them by name, but I remember hearing that more Japanese players were coming.
I mean, good for them, honestly.
Good for us too, because the MLB could use some. Because the MLB places, it is never bad to have more players.
Yeah, it just means more money gets thrown around.
And it also means that teams that don't have farm systems don't have good farm systems might get good players.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Honestly, that's a topic in itself. Foreigners move play baseball. It might not be a
That is,
topic. It might not be a because of the immense amounts of racism that come with it sometimes.
yeah, I guess you could say that. But I mean, I think it's though.
Worth considering talking about it, honestly, because some of these players, they show what they're really made of, and they prove themselves. They make themselves a staple of just big Olympic history. But then it's a shame because really sometimes performers people want. If you win, you're a part of the team. If not, you're just a bad. That's one of the main problems with like moving countries to play baseball.
Yeah, but I think usually the people who move countries to play are
Good enough to
already
where
pretty good. I mean,
always.
Shohei Ohtani is a big came in and was automatically a big deal.
I mean, Shohei Ohtani is the face of 22, so
Yeah,
You got Shohei Ohtani. You also
Mets' best
have
players are Dominican
yeah. You've got uh Seiya
Puerto
Suzuki for the
Rican or
Cubs.
Venezuelan.
You've got a lot of players on the Rays from like Hispanic countries.
yeah.
You've got a lot of baseball players who are Latino in general.
Yeah.
Afro-Latino baseball players. A lot of Afro-Latino baseball players.
That's
That
because in those countries baseball is like one of the most popular things to watch or play. Like
It doesn't require much stuff, does it? It's a bat, a ball, and a glove.
yeah.
To others, it's hitting a ball and catching it. To us, it's a lifestyle. Except we just watch it. We don't actually play. Fuck playing.
Yeah, I'm not nearly fit enough to be on the field myself, but really fit for uh, talking out of my ass about baseball for an hour every given Tuesday.
Dude, same.
Not for baseball, but holy shit! Can I with my talks about the World Cup when Snoot is muted? I mean, what?
We sure were just talking about a completely different sport for a while.
I genuinely said something about the World Cup, and I just started like explaining it to Scoob, and
Because I know
Yeah, I
fuck
heard you
all
guys.
fuck all
I
about
heard.
soccer.
heard.
Yeah, I was there the entire time.
Yeah, something else.
Oh, I'm just doing mind tricks on you. You will forget. You will forget.
I'm just doing your mom.
Okay.
Doing your mom. Doing your mom.
Uh, how much time do we have left?
I don't
I think
know. It feels like we've been going for an
I
hour
think it's
now.
starting to. I think this is starting to wear at our sanity.
We've just hit an hour.
Yippee!
Uh,
Right, we can go home.
Thank God.
one more.
On for any longer. I think a riot would have broken out in here.
One more thing before we go. Miguel Cabrera's last year is next year, as well as Wainwright's. So,
Who?
Miguel Cabrera, he is a hitter for the Detroit Tigers. So,
Tigers.
Rip to the Tigers, I guess. But Wayne will be sad to see Wainwright go.
yeah. It'll be
Anyway,
it'll be depressing for you. It'll be Christmas for me.
it'll be.
He's finally gone.
You sure it'll be Christmas for you?
That depends on what stupid ass thing we do next season.
You might beat the Cincinnati Reds in 2024.
In 2023? Yeah, we'll
Might.
definitely beat the Reds in 2023.
Actually,
we're
you have a point. The Reds just kind of just fucking suck.
We are farther into our rebuild than the Reds are. The Reds just started their rebuild like last season.
Oh wow.
We've been our rebuild since 2016, baby.
Well, let's hope it pays off.
6 years paid, 6 years in, baby. Technically, no, but technically we started
else.
ours in like 2021. But yeah.
As for everybody else, actually, I forgot what I was gonna say.
As for everybody else in the NL Central, the Cubs might get better. The Brewers are definitely getting worse, and I think the Cardinals might honestly stay about the same.
Yeah, those are making that many moves, and to be fair, no change is better than bad change. An example that the Brewers have certainly set for us, as have the Blue Jays.
Watch this all blow up in our faces, and the Blue Jays win the division.
It will not be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. We should embrace our reputation as absolute hucksters.
Huckster.
But that's gonna do it for the show this week, guys.
Get on. Yes, baseball.
Get on the ball with
Get
SCS
down to the
Baseball.
Denny's parking lot. You know,
Make
think
sure
it'd be
you
more
make sure you
intimidating.
meet Cam at the Waffle House in like right outside the Miami Marlins baseball stadium. And
we promise it'll go.
yeah, we promise it'll go well. It'll go well.
I'll
You'll
buy
get
you waffles, guys. Don't worry.
You'll get a
Don't worry.
waffle.
5,
Can I please get a waffle?
and we'll see you. We'll see.
We'll see you next time. Have a good 2 weeks, or don't. We don't care.
It's a free
I care for one side. It's coming.